Okay, so I have a number of things to share with you guys today. I wish I could take this mask off because I hate the masks, but I'm trying to do the right thing. Anyway, can you hear me like that? I hate that. So I thought this would be a good chance to talk to you guys to give you a few updates because there's a lot of stuff that's happening now. So first of all, I'm going to tell you that the DR is opening back up. And it's especially good news if you're American because, of course, Americans are on punishment because we have a crazy president. And he's made us like the stepchildren of the world now, and nobody wants us to come because, there's no policy about COVID. But you can come to the Dominican Republic. So, can you see I'm getting my nails done? She's hooking me up. Hang on, I'm going to adjust this. Un momento, por favor. Voy a ajustarlo. Para que ellos puedan ver todo. Okay, so while she's doing my nails, so the DR is open. ¿Está abierto todavía el país? Desde hoy. No, sí, porque hoy es el primero de julio. Sí. So as of today, July 1st, the airports are opening back up. I got a message, an email from like the official presidential and ministerial, what is it, like when they say things or announcements, whatever, that restaurants are opening back up and they can stay open as late as 11, midnight, whatever time it is. Bars, restaurants, the gym, finally the gym's gonna open back up, all that kind of stuff. However, there will be certain precautions in place, like distancing. Tables in restaurants will be a certain distance apart. They may take your temperature with those little temperature guns. I'm assuming they have them where you guys are. They definitely have them here if you go into the bank or the grocery store. They'll take your temperature before you're allowed in. They give you hand sanitizer a lot of times. So those kinds of things will be in place just to make sure everybody's healthy, hopefully. And the beaches are open for sure. The beaches opened up, I think, like a week ago, but they're still saying, like, don't come in crowds and basically don't lose your mind. Some people have lost their minds already. Some people have lost their life, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So here in Las Terrenas, it's a popular location because it's a beautiful, beautiful beach location. States are restricted. Yeah, well, you know what? The DR may be under restriction again eventually. We'll see how it goes. But what I was saying is that there's people who come here to visit from the capital and from, Santiago, from cities, basically. And, hola, hola, man, how are you? And so I was driving, let's say, for example, like maybe last week, and there were a group of maybe 4 young couples, I'd say like in their 20s, on quads, right, like ripping through town, just all over the place, and the girls in their bathing suits and taking selfies and stuff. And I was like, let me pull over because these fools, clearly they don't live here. They're like on vacation and drinking. I mean, I'm assuming because it's vacation, right? And it was obvious that it just wasn't a good look, right? Like people are too happy to be back out and have some freedom and be able to get together. Sorry, this message is coming. And then I heard a few days later that somebody, I don't know if it was one of the people I saw, but somebody flipped their quad and died. The driver died on the scene. And it was in the paper. They showed like they didn't show him, thank God, but like the paper, what is it, like the tarp, whatever they put over you, he died right away. Apparently it was his wife that he was riding with. ¿Escuchaste oíste de la pareja que estaba conduciendo muy rápido?
Sí.
Y
se voltearon.
Exactamente. Y él se murió
al
inmediatamente.
instante.
Exactamente. Y él, creo que
ella se murió al otro día.
También.
Sí.
Era su esposa, ¿verdad?
Según escuché, sí, ella estaba embarazada.
Exacto. ¿Y el bebé sobrevivió o no?
No, porque estaba pequeña la barriga.
Es lo que pensaba. Okay, so I was just confirming with her. It was a couple, according to what we understand, a married couple. He died right away, like on the scene, as I said. His wife was in critical condition, and she was pregnant. They took her to the hospital. She, I guess, was on some kind of life support for a few days, but she died too eventually. And someone told me yesterday, I think that they removed the baby. And I was like, first of all, she had a big old belly. I can't imagine that she would have been okay with that. But she just said that, and from what I thought too, she wasn't very far along. And so that's 3 lives gone. So I'm telling you guys this not to just freak you out, but to say, whether you're here, if you come to the DR, whatever you're doing, one, be careful yourselves, right? If you're gonna go out and have fun, if you have kids who are gonna go out and have fun, just, we have to just not lose it, not go crazy. So if you're going on vacation, even if you're staying where you live, there's going to be people just out not making the best decisions. And when I heard that news, I was not surprised at all, because I'd seen them. Like I said, I was there. I mean, again, I don't know if it was that same group of people, but I saw somebody in town driving like como loco. Estaba conduciendo. Estoy diciendo que estaba aquí en el pueblo hace unos días antes que se pasó. Y yo los vi, no sé si era esta misma pareja, pero yo vi como 4 four-wheel conduciendo como loco.
Sí.
Y yo, ¿cómo te digo? Paró al lado de la calle para que ellos podían pasarme. Claro. So I'm telling her that I saw some people and I pulled over because there was like, I don't want them behind me. Just like let them go. And so anyway, so that's one of the things I wanted to tell you is that just be careful, right? If you're coming here to visit, be aware that people are like, woohoo, finally. It's not that kind of party, right? I mean, yes, like you guys are saying in other places, the restrictions are being lifted, but everybody's watching to see, like the government, of course, is watching to see how are people going to behave. I, for one, am not going to be out and about just hanging. I don't care if a restaurant's open. I'm fine to stay in my house and eat and like let the first wave of the craziness go. And then we'll see about proceeding. Digo que aunque podemos estar fuera en la calle y los restaurantes van a ser abiertos, no me interesa ir a comer a un restaurante al principio. Voy a esperar para ver.
Esperar un poco.
Exactamente, para ver qué pasa, porque van a ser muchos locos que no están pensando,
van a salir y todo.
van a tomar decisiones muy malas y yo no quiero estar parte de todo eso. So just be careful, okay? Another thing I wanted to tell you, I've already said it before, I'm gonna say it again. My DR Go book is out. I'm so happy because the immediate feedback I've gotten has been super positive. I want to give a special shout out to a couple people who ordered early and then had to wait because it wasn't totally, I had to do a couple of revisions and like my lawyer looked at it to make sure it was good and everything. And so thank you guys for waiting. Thank you guys for your initial support. Gracias, papi. Hola. Gracias. Yeah, thank you so much. I took a while to really put that stuff together. And even I went back and was like, okay, let's make sure. You ordered your book, you did? Awesome. So let me tell you this too. There should be, well, eventually there will be an automatic, like once you order it, you'll get the download right away. The person, like my tech person who's helping me with that, had a death in the family, like just today or yesterday. And so I've been having to go in and do it manually. So obviously, if you're ordering right now, you're gonna have to wait just a minute. Give me like a few hours or tomorrow, but as soon as I see the messages that people are ordering books, I try to respond right away so that you get your download. Okay, so if you're wondering, how come I didn't get my book yet? That's what's going on. And he messaged me, he's like, I'm gonna be out for a couple days. Because I said, can you make the link? Anyway, so I just give you full disclosure, lots of transparency, but that's what's going on. I'm doing my best. But yeah. And so thank you guys. First of all, thank all of you. I have a lot of really, really wonderful viewers who are just, some of you guys have been watching me for months, maybe years, I don't know. It's been 2 years now that I've been doing this. You order the book by going to freeislandgirl.com and you'll see there'll be a big red, it talks about the DR Go resource guide, and then there's a big red button that says buy now. I also have a link on my community tab, pardon me, my community tab where I have a picture of the cover of the book. It's like a big palm tree, what's it called, like a graphic of a palm tree, whatever. And you can order it. There's a link there. You can click. It'll take you to the page. So that's how you order it. Okay. And once I get better at this, I'll be able to make it easier for you. But that's what you have to do right now. Just go to freeislandgirl.com, and I believe the opening page should have the link available. If for some reason it doesn't, because when you go to the tab that says services we offer, there will be easily a link there saying buy now. It's a big red button, you can't miss it. So again, debo quitar el anillo, okay. So thank you guys who've already ordered it. I really appreciate your support. De nada. Yeah, and just thank you. I get so many people who write to me and say, a woman wrote today actually, and was like, I've been watching you and I appreciate your positivity. I mean, I hear a lot of that. I just want to give a general thank you so much because I get a lot of love from you guys. I get a lot of support and I appreciate it because like I said, I've been doing this for over 2 years. Oh my gosh, started at the very, I think December of 2017. Is that right? Yeah, before I moved here. I moved here in February. So I started like in my car, just sitting there, whatever. And, you know, didn't know what I'm doing, still don't know some things, as you can tell, but I'm doing my best to just share information, try to uplift people, try to be encouraging, try to just offer something positive, especially when there's a lot of other stuff going on in the world. And so thank you for that, I appreciate it. It makes me feel like, okay, I'll keep going, because you know, there's some days I'm like, why am I even doing this? Okay, so here's another thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm really, this topic has been on my mind quite a bit lately in particular, but also before. And so quizás te puedo preguntar unas cosas de ser como dominicano, de dominicana. Primero les voy a explicar a ello. Okay, so the deal is that, so I don't know if you saw the video I posted. It got uploaded, I think, yesterday with me and an American black man who's an expat here in the DR. Just moved here like in September. He's married to a Dominican woman. Anyway, so I interviewed him just about his experience. And I posted that video on a couple of pages, like some Facebook pages, a couple different groups I belong to. One of which is a black women's group. Hola, ¿cómo estás? JJ. And every place it was fine. And I usually just put a little bit of like, hey, if you're interested in visiting or relocating here, you can hear from somebody who, I always tell you, like you can hear from someone who's bought a home or who lives here or whatever someone's experience is. And I just put like a little header, just like I always do. Oh my gosh. So in this group of black women, pretty much immediately, I had several women, I'd say maybe 3, who went in and were like, the DR is terrible, I would never go there, they're racist, the black people don't even recognize that they're black, they won't identify themselves as black. Ah, ok, sí, claro que sí. So, escúchame, ¿hablas inglés? Porque no sé si tú puedes entender, pero mira. So I posted this thing, and these women were like, and all black women as far as I can tell, I mean, it was a black women's group, they were like, what you're saying is not even making sense, and why would you put that, and why would you support being in the DR? No conscious, woke black person would ever go to the Dominican Republic and support it because of the way they treat Haitians, and they just don't recognize their own blackness, and on and on and on. And I was like, okay, first of all, I'm just putting up a video to share with people who may be interested, right? Wasn't trying to get political, but since you brought it up, I live here, right? I've been living here for 2.5 years. I recognize that the DR has an issue with Haiti. It's a long historical thing. My DR Go ebook talks about that, right? The history, the colonization, how some of those things, those factors absolutely impacted the culture here, excuse me, as like it's impacted any place that's been colonized, right? The identification with the slave master, it's all of that. And I didn't go deep, but I mean, you have to acknowledge it because it's a fact. But that's not every Dominican. And that's not really what I've seen since I've been here. And I don't think I'm just like ignorant. I mean, I've told you guys, when I see some funky stuff, I share that. I talked about prostitution, I talked about other things, I talked about colorism. So I'm not trying to just present one side of the Dominican Republic. However, I think it's not fair to just say the DR is a hateful country and you should not go there. I mean, these people are like, boycott DR, and it makes no sense what you're saying, and surely you don't believe that that any black person with a conscience should go there. I mean, that kind of stuff. And it really felt like a very personal attack. And I was like, you know what? I'm not sure why you need to kind of go there on me just because you have a different point of view. Have a different point of view. And I'm not discounting how you may feel or what your experience here may have been. If you've even been here, I don't know. But I'm not really for the personal attacks. But it's interesting to me. And so, you know, and let's say this, for example, I take into account things like, I recognize I don't have very, very dark skin. I mean, even my color now is tanned, getting my nails done. Oh, thank you, Rush. Thank you so much. Hey, look, I try to keep it together, right? Because, you know, life's coming back. Anyway, So, but I was really kind of shocked by that. Like, wow. And I even said to these ladies, I wrote back and I was like, why are you coming at me? Like, can we not have a difference of opinion without going there? But they were very offended. Like, I will never go to the Dominican Republic. And some lady did my hair wrong and I had natural hair and she tried to straighten it. And I was like, okay, you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna ask her now. I'll tell you this in advance. I have found that, remember I told you guys I was gonna do a part 2 of the colorism video? So I've talked to a number of people. It's a very sensitive subject here. Like people are like, well, I don't really know if I want to talk about that. The young lady Elizabeth, who was in my first video on colorism, initially I think she kind of went back and forth, and at one point she's like, yeah, I definitely want to talk about it. I wanted to do it, and I saw her recently. She's like, no, I don't think so. So I was like, okay, I respect whatever people's decisions are and whatever the reasons are. That's what I said, that the DR is a good country, but there's bad apples everywhere. And so I'm not going to base, even like with a particular, okay, yeah, okay, we're back. So the connection went out for a second, sorry. Anyway, I don't want to go into all the details, but my point is just, I try to judge after taking a closer look, not just because I heard this, my friend said that, or I read these things. And I'm not saying that those aren't valid observations, potentially. But I don't think so. Anyway, let's do DR is beautiful and the people are happy, but the issue was, are they the mistreatment of Haitians and the non-identification as black? So let's just see if yo quiero saber, y ya expliqué todo a ellos. Lo que pasó es que ayer yo supe que es americano, pero su esposa es dominicana. Y lo puse en una página en Facebook de un grupo de mujeres negras, sí, negras, morenas, whatever. Y ellas me dijeron que no me interesa ir a la República Dominicana porque ese país es racista, la gente son racistas contra los haitianos, no quieren identificarse como negros, todo eso. So I'm explaining. Pero eso me sorprendí un poco porque, aunque yo entiendo que hay una historia difícil entre los países y el colonialismo, todo eso, para mí yo miro cosas en una manera más ancha que solo enfocarme en una sola cosa. Porque mi experiencia aquí ha sido que hay gente maravillosa que aceptan a todos, no importa de dónde son, cómo se parecen, si tienen piel negra o blanca o canela. Sí. Pero ¿qué es tu experiencia como dominicana? ¿Cómo creciste? ¿Como en tu familia o en el pueblo? ¿Hay realmente una manera de pensar contra haitianos muy, muy fuerte?
Bueno, algunos dominicanos sí. Tienen el haitiano como aislado a un lado. Pero hay algunos que conviven con ellos porque los haitianos siempre han estado aquí. Entonces ellos ya se han relacionado con nosotros en cuanto a trabajo y todo eso. Entonces ya hemos aprendido a vivir con ellos así. Okay. Pero hay personas que no saben, no quieren saber de los haitianos.
So so I laid out, explained to her that I uploaded the video and what happened and the women's responses. And I was like, what's it like? And she said that there are Dominicans who don't want to associate with Haitians. Just because, sorry, Moto's outside, because they're Haitian. Digo que solo hay dominicanos que no quieren asociar con haitianos solo porque son haitianos, ¿verdad?
Bueno, eso viene según los antepasados, la historia y todo eso, por lo que ha pasado de antes.
De Trujillo, todo eso. She's saying, yeah, por Dios. So yes, there are Dominicans who feel that way, but it's because their ancestors, they've been conditioned to believe that. And I mentioned Trujillo. That was a big part of what he did, even though his grandmother was Haitian, but anyway. But she also said that there are other Dominicans who don't feel that way. And, they're all together, they work together, they, puede ser un vecino, lo que sea.
Sí.
Y no hay problema.
Sí.
So, como digo, eso me sorprendía una reacción tan fuerte contra el país, contra la gente aquí, que ellas fuera del país, me estaban diciendo y escribiendo en línea, nunca va a regresar o visitar o soportar este país, porque a causa de todo eso. Y no solo la cosa contra los haitianos, pero pues también porque dicen que los dominicanos no quieren identificarse como negros. It's a mouthful. ¿Qué piensa? Hay dominicanos que, yo entiendo que hay dominicanos que dicen, bueno, yo soy indio,
Sí.
yo soy mestiza.
Es
Cosas
que
así.
el dominicano mayormente tiene esa raza negra. No somos tanto blancos, ahí somos mezclados todos.
So she's saying that Dominicans have, that they recognize that that they're mainly black, right? But that they are also mixed with, you know, with European because of the colonization, and, you know, the native population that was here. And so to me, I don't hear that as saying, I'm not black, I'm not black. I hear that as saying, I'm a product of, asked her what she, okay, I will ask her that, what she personally identifies as. I hear that as people saying, he's saying, no, that's not true. Okay, hold on. That's like me saying, I'm only black. And I do identify as a black American person, but if I go, so my great grandmother on my mother's side was the product of, you know, I guess slave master and her mother, black and white. She had blue eyes, blonde hair. My grandmother, not very far back, green eyes, very fair, totally could pass for white. My mother, okay, so Mom, if you're watching this, I'm about to out you a little bit. She did a DNA test not too long ago, and it said she was 67, shocking, I think it was 67% German. Shocking. But if you look at my mother, it's not really hard to imagine that, you know, she's got some European in her. And same with me, and my father's side's a little different. Anyway, okay, ellos tienen una pregunta para ti. ¿Cómo te identificas tú?
Me identifico.
Ajá, como por raza o cultura. ¿Eres negra?
Sí, tengo mi raza negra, porque en mi familia, mi abuelo era negro.
She says her grandmother was black.
Aunque pueda que tenga algo de blanco, porque tenía pelo bueno y no era rústico, pero era de color negro. Entonces, por eso tuve tías con ese color, pero también tuve tías con otro color que era más claro que yo por mi abuela.
Right. So she's saying that she identified that yes, she does because she has had a grandmother. ¿Ya tiene una abuela negra o antes tenía?
Un abuelo negro.
Un abuelo, okay, sorry, her grandfather was black, like de color negro.
Sí, de color.
But she also had aunts who were lighter than she is. And so, eso yo veo como una, que estás como...
Mezclada.
Sí, claro, que no estás diciendo, no soy negra, como una...
No, es que en realidad, mira mi color, yo...
Claro, como con ella. So she's saying, look at me, right? I'm obviously not just black. Okay, there's a mixture, hay una mestiza,
Sí.
¿verdad? To me, I don't find that that's a problem. I don't feel like that's a denial of her blackness. I feel like that she's saying, well, yeah, I haven't had a black grandfather, and there's black, like dark-skinned black people in my family, but I also have aunts who are lighter than I am. So I guess it depends upon how, well, look, we all come to certain conversations and certain opinions because of our own history and our own, you know, wounds sometimes, and our own ways of looking at life, the way that, you know, our filter, right? And so if I've had a really easy time in life, or if I've had a really hard time in life, that's going to inform the way I look at the world. Right? It doesn't mean that you can't change how you see it, but it's definitely going to, like if I came from an abusive household where I got beaten every day as a child, I'm probably going to be fearful of people around me and have a hard time trusting. We are a color country, so we don't feel like that. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to say that you're a country? ¿Qué significa? Hay alguien que dice que es un país de color, entonces no se siente así, pero no entiendo exactamente qué quiere decir, entonces ya le pregunté. So, explícanos, tell us what you mean by that. By we are a color
¿Qué significa
country.
un país de color?
Creo que,
Eso es lo que él quiere decir.
no sé.
Puede ser que él quiera decir que, o sea, hay un país como República Dominicana que estamos todos mezclados, hay blancos, hay negros,
Sí.
estamos indios así como yo, hay más
Claro.
claritos, amarillitos, entonces
Sí.
puede ser esa la pregunta que quiera decir.
So we're trying to understand what your question was, because she's saying there's countries, other countries like this, but certainly this one, where Mira, en el país también en una familia puede ser gente que parece muy negro, muy claro. So
Sí.
within the same family, you guys, if you are any sort of person of color, black, whatever, you would likely have people in your family who are darker than you, who are lighter than you. You know, you could have a husband and a wife who have different looking children from the same parents. Some kids really light, some really dark, different hair textures. I mean, it's just very common. And so, like I said, I was very shocked at the reaction I got from these women. It was just like vitriolic. They were mad and like, how dare you? One woman identified as a black Cuban. I'm Puerto Rican, we're mixed. Right. I'm obviously a mixture too. But it's interesting because, and maybe I should say, like people say, I've had black Americans, you know, I'm American, right? Say to me, what are you? Are you black? And I'm like, always going, really? And I just assumed that it was obvious that I'm black. But then of course I realized, no somos racistas. Si él dice que ustedes no son racistas. Entonces, sí, pero contra haitianos. What about against Haitians? Are you not racist against Haitians? And listen,
Algunos
tenemos todos colores, dice.
Sí.
Yeah,
Sí,
she agrees that you have all colors, and so it's not a matter of being anti-black. It's just recognizing that there are people of all hues. And I was making a point about, myself, where people have said, en el mundo solo existen dos tipos de personas, los buenos y los malos, y eso es lo que deben importar. Claro que sí. ¿Oíste? Sorry, they're doing something with the machine over here. I'm gonna wait a second. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw that last comment, but he was saying that in the world, there are two types of people. There's good people and bad people, and that's really all that should matter. I agree with that. I feel like and I understand there's a lot of pain that has, you know, and negativity that's been perpetrated over the years, like rape. And I say negativity very generically, I'm not trying to minimize it. But there's been rape, there's been torture, there have been massacres, there have been genocides. Not just black people, you know, receiving that, victims, but all over the world, for like all of humanity. And so I happen to believe that it is fair and it is appropriate to have a period of time where you process that anger, you process that trauma. And I think it's even fair to say that black Americans, at least, may not have had the time to really fully process that because it's ongoing. And so, fine, you know, you feel angry, you feel sad, you cry, you've been traumatized again recently by all that's happened. But I also feel like it's not a healthy place to stay there and to stay in that bottled up, like, anti-other energy. And I'm not suggesting that anybody in particular is that way. I'm just saying generally, I feel like you have to, like you guys always hear me talking about, you gotta feel love, you gotta be happy, you gotta find whatever makes you feel good. And so if you feel better saying that you're a black person, whatever you look like or you identify as then be that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was gonna say, is that my point about me is that I've always just said, yeah, I'm black American. And then black people be like, are you black? You're not really black, you must be mixed. And I was like, what? I mean, yeah, if you go back generations, right? But aren't we all some mixture? And, you know, maybe it would be more appropriate of me, genetically speaking, to say, well, I'm a mixture of this and that and whatever. But historically, when black people in the US have said that, they're like, oh, please, you don't want to identify as being black. So it's just a bit of a confusing issue. And I don't want to be confused and like have that weighing on my head all the time. Like, oh my God, who am I? Is it okay? Like, I'm here in the DR. People think I'm Dominican all the time. Should I try to assimilate? Should I speak definitively? I am this, I am that, you know. Joanna? No. Joanny, sí, dice que ella está como mestiza porque tiene color mestiza, pero tiene familia de varios colores. Is she wrong for saying that she comes from a mixed background? I mean, I don't feel like she's being, I don't feel like she's being racist or that she's saying, I'm not okay being black. She could be my daughter. Sí, ellos dicen que tú puedes ser mi hija.
Sí.
Am I old enough to be her mom? Que si yo soy bastante vieja para ser tu madre, probably so. Sí, probablemente que sí. I would have been a young mom, but probably so. So, yo estaba diciendo que para mí no presenta un problema decir yo tengo
raza,
Mestiza. O color, mira, yo tengo un abuelo de color negro, otro tía de color claro.
Ok.
Pero hay personas que dicen, no, eso significa que tú no quieres ser negro, tú no quieres identificar con negros, y eso es un problema. Y yo entiendo, I'm explaining, right? Sí. Yo entiendo que hay gente que quizás porque ha sido trauma,
Sí.
mundialmente seguro, pero principalmente estamos hablando de contra los negros. Salud. Y a causa de eso, porque las mujeres estaban violadas por años y años y siglos, so I'm telling her that, I understand why people might be offended by someone saying, well, I'm mixed as opposed to I'm just black. Because of what historically happened to black people, because women were raped, and that's how the mixed heritage came about in many, many instances. But I don't feel like what she's saying, that she's acknowledging, well, I have a dark-skinned grandfather and light-skinned aunts and all that stuff, that she is denying who she is as a black woman. I'm not hearing that. And so I don't feel like, oh, well, see, here's another example. She is, ahí dice que eres muy bella.
Ay, gracias.
Con mascarilla y todo, mira, los pellidos. Un poco más de ella, un poco menos de mí, ya.
Gracias.
Look at her. ¿Puedo preguntarte cuántos años tiene?
28.
She's 28. She's una jovencita. Sí, ¿tienes hijos?
Sí, tengo una niña, tiene 4 años.
She's got a 4-year-old daughter. Ah, she's a tenderoni. So anyway, you guys, that was my experience on when I posted that video yesterday on Facebook, and I was like, wow, I was so shocked. Estaba tan sorprendida que esas mujeres me estaban diciendo, pero no, y tú estás confundida. Porque ¿cómo tú puedes pensar que la República Dominicana es un país donde debes soportarlo con tu dinero y diciendo a otros que deben ir para pasar una vacación? Todo? I was like, pero no son todos así, no son todos muy como llenos de odio. Everyone here is not hateful and anti-Haitian. And here's the thing, pick any country, anywhere. Pick your neighbor. There's people everywhere. Like with Tiger Woods, exactly. Y dice que, ¿sabes quién es Tiger Woods?
No.
Él juega al golf. Muy, muy famoso. Es un americano que juega al golf. Y ha ganado mucho premio. Muy famoso. Y él dijo, él tiene un padre negro, americano. Y su madre es Thai. His mother is Thai, right? Él dijo que él pensaba que tenía 19.
Ay, gracias.
I told her that you thought she was 19. So Tiger Woods se llama, es un golfer, right? De un padre negro, otra padre, su
Una
mujer,
madre blanca.
no blanca, pero asiática.
Oh, asiática, ok.
Exactamente. Y él estaba preguntado hace años en una entrevista, I'm explaining about Tiger Woods, right? That he, in an interview, identified, se identificó exactamente como dijo cable Asian, que significa parte blanco, parte negro, parte... Y el mundo negro es like, bueno, él no quiere ser negro, él no quiere... And it's interesting because now, at the time, I was like, oh, look at that. I was kind of one of those people too, who's a bit of a hater going, he doesn't want to be black, or he's not identified, he needs to know he's black. But now I see it a little differently, like, but was he supposed to just ignore the rest of that? Y eran muchas personas que dijeron, bueno, él no quiere ser negro, él no quiere como abrazar su negritud.
Ok.
Pero no creo que era así. Y él
Quiso
dijo,
decir que estaba mezclado.
claro.
¿Se
Digo algo así. Ven, Valerín. Come on. I got the owner here. She doesn't want to come. Pero mira. No, mira. Valerín.
Por eso no me gusta cuando me veo gorda.
She thinks she looks fat. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. Oh, thank you. My Spanish has improved. I mean, living here, it happens. I still mess up. You hear me mess up all the time. But anyway, so eso era lo que estaba pensando. Valerín, disculpe, una pregunta para ti, si puedo.
Sí.
Estamos hablando de dominicanos.
Ajá.
Y cómo se identifican, como si son negros o mezclados indios o...
No.
No, ¿qué?
En realidad,
I'm asking the
¿cómo
owner
quiere
now.
decir que
Bueno, nosotros no nos identificamos con razas de negro ni indios ni nada,
Ajá.
porque somos una raza mezclada.
Sí.
La raza no tenemos nada que ver. Nosotros somos más... el racismo de aquí es más el... ¿Cómo explicarte? La clase social.
Ah, okay. So she's saying racism here has much more to do with social class, not about
No el color de piel.
right, not the color of your skin. That she's like, we're not racist. We, but we are a mixed class of people. Gracias. So I think it's time to just have a different maybe conversation. Totally understand the problem with him is he's ostracized the black part of his family. His brother's public house and asking for money. Okay, yeah. So he's talking about él estaba hablando de Tiger Woods, right? So we understand that whatever Tiger's issues are Tiger's issues, or not. But I'm saying, and I'm really, it's interesting living here. Let me tell you that it's very interesting living here. And having these conversations with people and hearing what they say and also knowing them. Like I come in here, yo vengo aquí, no sé, unas veces por mes o a menos mensual, más o menos. So I come here fairly regularly, maybe once a month or so. And I talk to them, right? And they know me, hey, what's going on? And maybe I'm a fairly light-skinned person and I'm not always talking about like these kinds of issues, but I'm not going to say I don't see racism. I'm not going to say I don't see mistreatment of patients because that's not true. I have seen like a school bus type bus stopped and they would round up patients, like the government. Not anybody, but people who didn't have their papers, their documentation, and sent them back to Haiti. My understanding is they deported them, which is horrible. Imagine going out to the grocery store, just taking a walk, and you get rounded up and sent back to a country where perhaps you don't have family or you don't have any kind of network. That's awful. Estoy hablando de cuando hay, por ejemplo, autobuses que paran y buscan haitianos que no tienen sus papeles.
Sí.
Y en el momento
Se lo llevan a su país.
they take them away. So eso pasa.
Sí.
Y eso digo que
Porque en realidad están ilegalmente.
because they're here, she's saying because they're here. Yes, existe clasicismo, ¿verdad? Dice que exactamente lo que
Lo que
dijo.
ella dice.
Sí, that there is classism, but there's classism everywhere. Look at India, the caste system. That's money. That's about money. It's not about race. And so I can't see all your things. Well, thank you guys. All these compliments are gonna make me blush. Thank you. And I've seen that. I've seen Haitians getting rounded up, and I was like, oh my God, how awful. They evidently were here illegally, and I feel for them because when you are, again, it's a matter of poverty. When you're that poor and you're just struggling to survive and trying to come anywhere you can to make some money to send home to your family, you do what you got to do. I mean, if I had to do it, would I try papers? Yeah, but if I couldn't get them, am I going to not go someplace where I think I can earn some money and help my child eat? No, I'm going to do what I have to do. Fuck it, right? I'm going to go to the store. Would I steal a loaf of bread to survive? Yeah, I would. I'm not advocating thievery. I'm not. But I'm saying that, frankly, like if the world took better care of its own, just people, we wouldn't have all these issues with, well, who are you and who are you? And, it's such separation. And so, one of the things I wrote on this Facebook group to the group of women who were like attacking me, I felt, was that, listen, when the earthquake happened in Haiti in 2010, the Dominican Republic was a first responder. I don't know if you guys know that, but este país era el primer para responder cuando tenía el terremoto en Haití.
Sí.
Yeah, they're first responders, and they sent, physicians and medical supplies and all those kinds of things over to Haiti to help the people. ¿Cómo?
Que estamos muy cerca, entonces...
Of course, claro, because they're so close by, they're neighbors.
Sí.
And they opened their borders for a period of time and allowed Haitians to come in. No paper, no nothing. They suspended the immigration policies. They allowed children to go to school for free, free medical, this and that. Just they helped them. It was a humanitarian relief effort. They helped them. And my understanding, I had this conversation when I was a professor here talking to my college students, so I learned a lot of this stuff, and then I researched some things. Because I had the same conversation with them back when, in 2016 when I was teaching. I was like, aren't Dominicans racist against Haitians? I'm always asking, right? And they're like, that's not what it is. And so apparently it was a period of I think it was 5 years when they were it was like a moratorium on the immigration policy. And the deal was that, okay, we're giving you relief, but we need you to register as like a legal resident or whatever the process was. And apparently a lot of Haitian people did not do that during that time. And then even after that 5-year period expired, they were granted another, I think, year or two, like grace period to get their paperwork together. And some people still didn't do it. And maybe they didn't do it because, exactly, that's why people cross the border. Maybe the Haitians didn't get their paperwork done because it's expensive, right? Si vamos a probar eso, no sé, pero creo que sí. They may not have done that because it was just too expensive. And so you're talking about people from a very poor country who had just suffered a disaster and had less than nothing. Interesting, you're welcome there. Yeah, I mean, I think the DR is getting, first of all, they have a public relations issue, like a publicity issue. They need to hire me because I could help this country. And I'm not saying there aren't racist people here. I'm not saying there is not an issue to resolve against Haiti. They need to like bury the hatchet because there's Haitians who don't like Dominicans either. But that's not all there is. What was I saying? I was talking about the immigration policy. What was I saying? Sometimes I can't read the comments because they throw me off. ¿Qué piensa?
Con las otras,
Ajá. Y también por los dedos por mi pie. Okay. I just keep telling people it's not that simple. I have someone who told me, like a friend of mine's like, I'll never come visit you there because I'm never going to come to that country and support them with my dollars. And I was like, fair enough, you get to choose, but understand it's just not that simple. I'm like, if that's the case, how can you live in the U.S.? They have horrific racist policies, not just against black people, not just against the Hispanics. Like I'm from California, Mexicans, they talk about dirty Mexicans. It's like, those are the people that salad you're eating for dinner tonight, guess who picked that lettuce? Guess who picked those strawberries that you love to eat? The back-breaking work of like getting the oranges. I mean, all that stuff. And I used to live in Northern California, and when I would drive down to LA sometimes, down the coast, you pass through, if you drive inland, you drive through what's called the Central Valley in California, and it's just like orchard after like huge, plot of farmland growing lettuce. And sometimes they have signs that'll say cherries or oranges or almonds or whatever, just for miles and miles and miles, like forever. Who's out there picking that stuff? I don't see any white people ever. It's always some Latinos, whether from Guatemala or whatever. So it's the same thing everywhere, and it's about economics. It's not just about race. I've worn myself out now, you guys. I need to sip my water. Whew. In Fresno, exactly. Fresno is part of that Central Valley area where all that stuff is growing. And I bet you one thing, I bet you a bunch of those Mexicans out there who were doing all that picking had a whole bunch of money. Suddenly, some people would start to see them differently. Oh, well, come on, It's the money that talks. And obviously, as Dominican, I never experienced racism there. I learned about racism here in the U.S. The U.S. is fully racist. That's why it blows my mind, people coming from the U.S. talking about racism. I'm like, okay, but like glass houses and throwing stones. And like I said, on that Facebook page, it was a group for black women. And I'm like, I'm a sister. Can I get like no respect here? Some woman called me Candace, like Candace Owens. And I was like, what? Like, where are you coming from? And furthermore, why do you feel so comfortable denigrating me and trying to, mischaracterize me and all that? Thank you very much. I'm sun-kissed. And so I feel like, that's what I was saying earlier. I feel like sometimes, okay, have your time to process your grief and your trauma and your anger or whatever. If you've been discriminated against based on race or color or social status or economic status or education, any of those things, but then you've got to let that go. I'm sorry. And there's some people who'll be like, let it go, but for hundreds of years. And I get it. And it's still going on. I'm not saying don't work to change it. I'm not saying permit it, but I'm saying don't let that hatred consume you. And that's what I felt like yesterday. I felt like those women were just consumed with hatred and anger and vitriol. And I was getting the brunt of it. You have family members married to Dominican, Puerto Rican, and American loved ones, still going strong. Yeah, you know what? It's an issue. I feel like, once again, I had to just disconnect because I was like, I felt that energy coming from that group, like sucking my happiness out of me, sucking like the positivity. I was writing back going, no, listen, I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing that there are not issues here or that there are issues here. But that's not everybody. And so how come you can't just hear what I'm saying without having to slam me, call me Candace, and it makes no sense, and what are you not understanding? Just like rude. It's like, okay, you know what? Let me just step away. And And it's like, and obviously the Dominican Republic is the problem child of the Caribbean. All the other places know, Panamanians know it, Jamaicans, everybody can be Cubans know it. Like, one woman was like, you're obviously confused. You don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, really? That's how you're going to treat me? So, like I said, process how you feel, but then find your happy place, because I don't think that kind of energy, that kind of talking to another person, even if they are someone who's harmed you, it's like saying when you spend your time hating another person, it splashes back on you. Okay, yeah, vamos a cambiar. El precio del manicura, I'll tell you this. So for mani-pedi, and I brought my own color today, for just a basic mani-pedi, it's 900 pesos, which is, so 1,000 pesos right now, because the dollar's up, is less than $20. Por los dos, 900. Sí, por favor. Mira, this is the white, mira, otro dueño, Christoph. That was his wife who was here earlier. And what is he offering me? ¿Qué? Una galleta.
Hola.
Hola. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh,
Coconut.
sí. Oh, por fin. Sí. Coconut cookies. I love it.
900 pesos.
900. Yeah, so it's 900 pesos. You can do the conversion. The dollar's up right now. Y por un manicura solo.
Una manicura sola,
Sola.
normal. Normal.
Sí,
color.
normal.
Sí.
400. 400 pesos for just a manicure, which is $8 maybe? I don't know. Oh, by the way, have I shown you where I am? It's beautiful.
La manicura es 350 la manicura.
$350 for a manicure. I don't know if you can really tell. It's OPI. See the OP in the background? Gracias. Es de allá, donde se compra jugo. It's a beautiful salon. Over there, they do your hair and stuff. They have a little area in the back where you can get waxed up, and I love it. I love it. And they give me a coconut cookie. I can have tea. Today I'm having water, but anyway. So yeah, you guys, we cannot be consumed with hate. Even in the midst of all the stuff that's going on in the world, even in the midst of, if you've got a nasty neighbor, I'm not saying go give your neighbor a hug and bake him cookies. Maybe you could, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying, oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, mira, él está pagando por mi manicura. Hey, thank you so much. Me regaló $10.
Wow, qué
Wow, thank you.
bueno. ¿Y cómo consigues ese dinero luego?
YouTube me manda 900 pesos. Thank you, $15. No sé, 900 pesos.
Oh, ya te pagó todo.
Thank you. I was paid for everything. Thank you.
Qué lindo.
Oh, that's so nice. I was saying, don't be consumed with hate. Like, you guys, I don't know how long we're gonna live. Am I gonna make it home? I don't know. I sure hope so, but I don't know. I don't want to spend my days being angry, even if it's justifiable anger. I just don't want to have that in my body. It's not healthy. I have a girl. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. I had a girlfriend who was a mother, and she was a mother to 4 children. She had 2 from her first marriage, and she had 2 from her second marriage. And this was not long after I'd finished law school. I went to law school twice, right? So I have a regular JD and I have a master's in law. And I was finished with my first law degree in DC at the time. I went to Howard Law School, HU. And anyway, long story short, she developed breast cancer, and her youngest child was still an infant. Oh my God. And she passed away at like 36, I think, 30 something, young. And I watched it happen, and it happened very quickly. I remember I went home, I saw her, I went by their house to hang out, whatever, right at Christmas time. And then I left for Christmas break, not break, but I went home for Christmas to California and was there for a little while. Hate does consume people, that's my point. Yes, exactly, and she developed breast cancer. And when I came back, I called up, hey, what's going on? Her husband answered the phone. I was like, put Paula on the phone. He's like, well, she's not feeling, no. He said, something about, do you know? And I was like, what? He's like, Paula has cancer. I said, shut up, put her on the phone. What are you talking about, boy? I just totally blew him off, like, whatever, why would you even say something stupid like that? And then he's like, Kelly, and you know how you could hear that in someone's voice? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just there a few weeks ago. Just like that, things can change. And she died like within a matter of months, like very fast. She had a very aggressive form of breast cancer. I can't think of what it was called, but anyway, very aggressive form. 4 babies. it's not worth it. It is not worth being mad at yourself for whatever perceived mistakes you have made, whatever perceived flaws you have. It's not worth being mad at your parents still. It's not worth being mad or hateful toward anybody else, because that negative energy will eat you up literally from the inside out. That's how you end up with things like cancer. They say that cancer actually, I mean, there have been studies, scientific studies done that say cancer is like anger that never gets to be expressed. And you know, anger really is like a cover-up for deep hurt, right? And so, you know, I'll tell you this, like I have a sore shoulder. I had, you heard of frozen shoulder? I had frozen shoulder in my left shoulder when I first came to the DR, it was 2016. And for months before I came that summer, I could really lift my shoulder, and I feel like I've never had any health problems really, like nothing significant. I remember going to the doctor and I was like, fix my shoulder. He's like, well, you just aren't gonna be able to swim for a while. And I was like, I'm about to go to Caribbean island for the summer. Cortisone injections, 2 of them, hardcore. And I don't know what that was related to, but I was like, I'm not, you know, if I do have any like things, not really cautionary tales, but like reminders, you guys, like find something, be happy. If you don't know, don't worry, be happy. And I think there's some people who are like, you're sitting on an island and obviously you're comfortable, so how can you say be happy? Well, I got news recently that, you know, my income is not secure the way that it was before and all that stuff. But guess what? I'm still rolling and I'm still going to believe. And trust me, when I got the news, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And I had those feelings. But I just am not going to be, right? What good is it to worry? It doesn't add a cubit of strength or a cubit to you. Just, you know, doesn't give you a measure of any advantage. So I might as well think like, well, something better must be on the way. And that's exactly how I felt. I mean, I did have, like I said, have my initial moments of like, oh shit, right? And then I was like, oh, there must be something better coming. And then I was like, oh, guess what? My DR book, I'm releasing that. And I'm not certain there's going to be zero income for them. So that's what I have to say. Oh, let me ask you guys this. I was thinking about getting braids in my hair. I think I should get braids. I was going to get long box braids. Or last year, like maybe back in whatever, a while ago. And it was cool, but you have to buy hair. You don't have to, but you buy hair because my hair is obviously not long enough for them to go all the way down. But it felt weird to me having like fake hair like touching my body all the time, so I took them out. What do you think? Considering it. I'm also deciding if I would keep, like let my natural hair color come back, which is dark and gray. But it gets you some is amazing. You know, usually they're like, it's just gonna take you 5 hours, which is a deterrent for me because I don't want to sit down nowhere and have them like yanking on my head for 5 hours. She must have put, I think it cost like $20. I mean, it's just amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna get braids. Then, next question, Tina, since Tina likes to answer, thank you, is natural color, which means very dark, naturally, to my eyebrows, and gray, because, you know, natural. I mean, not super gray, but you know what I'm saying, a little bit. Or do I keep like this, which I happen to like. I like this color a lot. And when I was a kid, during the summertime, gracias. When I was a kid during the summertime, my hair used to naturally lighten up. And it's, you know, being on an island. Yes, I'm in Las Arenas a little bit, you guys. So you'll just stay tuned and we'll see what may come up, what may come up. Sea natural.
¿De qué color es tu cabello cuando es
Como el
natural?
tuyo, como así.
Ah, oscuro.
Oscuro, sí, pero
¿Ese
con
color
unas
te va
canas
bien?
ahora. Con canas.
Con canas.
Sí.
Pero te gusta cubrir las canas, no te gusta el color de
Normalmente sí, no quería ver las canas, pero digo que no quiero ser esclavo
De lo
del
mismo.
color. Exactamente. Entonces,
Puede variar.
no sé. So my natural hair color and all that, told her. And she likes this color. I do too. But I'm saying I don't want to be a slave to color forever, you know. I mean, and to give my hair a break, right? So we'll see, you guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll see. Vamos a ver. Debemos mudarnos aquí. Okay, I'm going to move to the petty station. Come along. Maybe I'll hang up soon, but let's just let you... Espera un momentito. En este, por favor, está bien. Qué curioso, I'm doing a YouTube video on Afro hair this weekend. Oh, awesome. I need to see that again. Send me your the link to your channel in an email or something, and I'll check you out. And let me know when it's going to happen. I'll check it out. It's funny because I've wanted to do a video on Dominican hair because life. part about my book. Yes, the book is available right now. You can go to either, be careful, there's some foot fetish, and I have pretty feet too, foot fetish weirdos. So first things first, oh my gosh, all these things. Necesita visitar mi pueblo. I know I need to go to San Francisco de Macorís, seguro que sí. First of all, I want to go to Constanza, because it's cool up in the mountains. Okay, hold on you guys. Yes, I have pretty feet. Want to see? See? Use the spray cover up, right? You know, I tried that, but I don't like it. I don't like that. Plus, I don't have it in cutesy. What do they do? Okay. Hold on, I gotta fix my tripod here. Espera, por favor. Aquí. Hang on. Constanza is beautiful, that's what I heard, and it's cool. That's where they grow strawberries and stuff. Uh-oh, hold up. Hang on, guys, trying to fix this. Harabacoa, yep. See, you'll say. Okay. All right. Yes. Somebody said something I was gonna respond to. Like 5 messages came in. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Lenny? I'm getting a mani-pedi. Ta-da! Danica Constanza. Oh, the book. Thank you. The book, right. So you can go, the easiest way might be to go to the community tab on this YouTube channel. And I think the post right now up there was like, yeah, the book is here. And if you click, you have to look like read more. There's a link there that will take you to my website, freeislandgirl.com. And there's like a buy now button that says you can get the book. And what I was saying earlier is that the guy who's doing all this tech stuff for me just had a death in the family. And so I was trying to have links put here, put there, Facebook, whatever, and he can't do it right now because he's, with his family. So I have to then go in manually and send you the book. But when I get the notice, like, oh, someone bought the book, I then go and I'd like send it to your email. So if you buy it now or in the next, couple hours or tomorrow, what have you, recognize, please be patient with me, that I'm having to be aware of when people buy this and I'll send it out. So there might be a slight delay, but you will get your book, I promise you. I like to give people full disclosure so that it doesn't seem like, well, I didn't get my book until, and nobody who's bought the book, as far as I know at this point, has not received it. Everyone I know of who bought the book got a book. And I got really good feedback too. I'm so excited. It's very useful. It really is. It's full of very good information, which I would share with you, but I got my book, awesome. Community tab, right. So on the the YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel, up at the top where there's that banner, it'll say like, I think home and then videos and maybe playlists. And by the way, like if you just want to see real estate videos, you can go to the playlist and click real estate and it'll give you all the real estate videos. If you want to see like travel stuff, hang on about the viruses, travel stuff, you go there. And then there's a tab called community, and that's where like I'll post pictures of like me at the river one day or just various things I just throw up sometimes. And so on that community tab, what's up right now, the most recent post is about the book, and there's a link in there. So you can go to the community tab, or you can go directly to freeislandgirl.com, which is my website, and you'll see a link there for DR Go. All right, virus. Hold on. Yes, there have been increases because people are acting stupid, So I live in a little beach town. Han sido más casos de virus. Han subido, ¿verdad? Sí. Yeah, so the cases, they've increased, just like every place, because people, they get a little bit of freedom and they don't know how to act. And so, but evidently it's not been significant enough that for the government to maintain the quarantine. So they've, the ban is off of everything. There was a curfew here in place for a while where you couldn't be out past, first it was like 5 o'clock, then 7 o'clock, then 8 o'clock. Now there's no curfew. You can stay out all night long if you want to. But they are saying, like in here, I should be wearing my mask, I guess, technically, but we're far apart. And you can't hear me if I wear it. But you see, I have a mask that I wear. She's wearing a mask. Yoani's wearing a mask. So everyone right, all the time. ¿Pero hablas inglés?
No, una cosita.
Un chin.
No.
I'm like, you've been hiding todo ese tiempo, no sabía. Pero si tú hablas inglés un poquito. Un chin.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Cosas así.
Okay, so just hi, how are you? Okay. Because I was like, girl, you've been holding out. So anyway, so yes, cases, there's been like a bit of an uptick in cases. But I haven't heard of anything like crazy significant. I told you guys before, I get advisories from the State Department, like this many deaths, this many reported cases, and I have to look and see. I don't really remember what the last word was. You can certainly check whether it's this country or any other country. You can go to like their Ministry of Health or just Google, what's going on. And so the deal is that while we had the quarantine, apparently you could only have a quarantine when there's a state of emergency declared by the president or whomever. And so there was, in fact, a state of emergency that had been declared for months. And that's when we were under those different curfews. But now the state of emergency, el estado de emergencia ya se acabó. It stopped, right? So no state of emergency and no more quarantine. And so the presidency has like handed off everything to do with the virus to the ministries of tourism and health, and they are managing how things are going to happen. So for example, hotels are open, they have the okay to open, restaurants have the okay to open, all that kind of stuff. However, within certain parameters. So there's going to be, tables farther apart, maybe not as many people in restaurants at a time, things like that. You have to get the hand sanitizer before you can come in, have your temperature taken, all that type of stuff. The gyms are gonna open, so I'm about to pop off at my bikinis again. Thank God, because I was like, hold up, I can pinch an inch now. That's not cool. But with some procedures in place to make sure that people stay healthy. Now, the government and different businesses can do their part, but if people are just acting a fool, then you put yourself at risk. And trust me, I'm one of those people, like, as the name implies, I love my freedom, right? I'm a free island girl, but I'm not stupid. I mean, I keep a mask. I keep a couple of masks in my car, so when I have to hop out and go into the bank or go into the grocery store, I put them on. Also because I have to, I put them on. But I'm not hugging up on people. I've visited some friends recently, but we're not all on each other like that. And so as I said at the beginning of the stream, be careful. Like, even when things open up, whether you're coming here, whether you are here, or whether you are someplace else, just make smart decisions. Pero ¿tú crees que eso tiene más que ver con el dinero que salud de la gente? Como mejor salvar dinero que la gente? Pregunta. ¿Qué piensa? Hold on. ¿Tú crees que eso tiene más que ver con el dinero que el salud de la gente? Como mejor salvar el dinero que la gente? Pregunta. ¿Entiende? Does it have more to do with money than health, than their health of people? Well, mejor, which is better, saving the money or people? Bueno, la pregunta es que ¿qué tiene más valor? ¿El dinero, ganando dinero, o la salud de la gente?
Ahora mismo el gobierno está más en salvar dinero en cuanto a política, porque estamos haciendo su campaña política y todo eso es gastar dinero y no es tanto de salvar a la salud de la gente. Están haciendo la campaña, están haciendo las caravanas y todo eso, entonces eso no tiene que ver con cuidado de salud de la gente.
Yeah. So they're about to have an election here, a presidential election, senators, all the deputies of different provinces, things like that, a big national election. And so she's saying that definitely a lot of what's going on has to do with that. No sé, entonces está diciendo que a causa de las elecciones que vienen, and the elections are on July 5th.
Se está descuidando de la salud de la gente por las elecciones y la gente, los políticos están enfocados en hacer campaña y hacer reuniones políticas y todo eso.
So she's saying the politicians are focused on the campaigns. It's 4 days until these huge elections, right? So they're focused on their campaigns, meaning they may not be as focused on what's best for the people. And I heard Yoli, English people, I heard that they lifted all this stuff just in time for people to come out, get happy, have some drinks, feel a little bit normal, so that when they go to the polls, they won't be mad and vote against this one or that one or have you. But then after the elections, there are rumors that they're going to shut things down again. Bueno, I'm going to let her know. Okay. Yo oí que lo que está pasando es que a causa de las elecciones que vienen muy pronto, han abierto todo para que la gente se puede sentir más feliz.
Más suelto y tenga la confianza de ir a votar.
Exactly, so they have the trust to go and vote. I missed a question. Pero que después de las elecciones van a cerrar todo de
Eso
nuevo.
escucho yo también.
So she heard the same thing I heard. Quiere saber si es verdad. No, we don't know if it's true, right? We'll see.
Hay varias versiones, dicen que va a seguir igual.
So some people say one thing, some people another. We don't know. We don't know. You know how it is. We don't know. But look at my life right now. Can I just tell you? I'm living my best life. Es mi mejor vida. Estoy viviendo mi mejor vida. So I don't know what's going to happen. But look, I'll say this. Just like with any other situation, any other place, there are people, politicians, and anybody else who are going to take advantage of this situation. I did earn it, thank you, because you know I work hard. I know it doesn't seem like it because you guys just see me doing whatever, talking. I work hard though. I'm up sometimes in the middle of the night doing documents and stuff and whatever. Like, anyway, thank you very much. I did earn this, and I'm worth it. There's people here. There's great people who really care about people and the well-being of the country. Freeislandgirl quiero mover para allá. Ven entonces, ven. And there are people who would take advantage of you if given the slightest opportunity. You know people like that, right? There's people like that everywhere. And so I think that there's some political people who really do mean well and they want to improve the status of the country in whatever way. And there are others who are like, I just want to get in and, you know, hook up my boy and get the money flowing and embezzle. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I try to measure everybody by what I know of them personally or what I see of them, how they're behaving. That's about all you can do. When I say behaving, I mean like, you know, if you're in an office, how are you using that position? Have you done something to try to help people? Are you responsive to what's going on in your community? Stuff like that. And so we'll see. I don't know. Somebody put a comment on the video that I just uploaded. I think I uploaded yesterday, asking about the status of like waste, what do you call it? Collection, things like that. I don't know about for the whole country what's going on with that, but I can tell you in my town, and yes, I'm in Las Terrenas, somebody asked me, and someone said about Sosua. I never lived in Sosua. I visited Sosua. But anyway, but here, so we just recently had a new mayor, not just elected, but put in place. And I guess a big part of his focus was waste collection and all of that. And yeah, the beach is awesome. And the river, los fríos aquí son magníficos. I'm telling you, I'm taking you guys to the river with me. So the new mayor has been very focused on sanitation. And so, for example, as soon as he was elected, he did this whole thing where he like had the streets hosed down and scrubbed and stuff. And I think a lot of it had to do with the virus situation. And some people laugh like, that's not gonna do anything. The virus is not, you know, not affected by you cleaning the streets. And others were like, well, thank you. And I was like, thank you, because even if it's not about the virus, who doesn't want a clean street? You know, it just looks better. Yeah, Las Vegas is not bad. I mean, listen, the DR is not a super sparkling clean country. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. If you have not been here, brace yourself a little bit because there's not a lot of awareness around, certainly not recycling or proper disposal of waste. You know, that's just the truth. But I do see, as I said, at least in this town, some effort being made, some focus on getting that together. Because like when my mom came to visit me, she said, I wouldn't want to buy a place here because I don't want to come outside of my house and see trash on the street. And that's a valid point. And there's probably a lot of people who feel like that. No matter if you spend a little or a lot on your house, you know, or if you come on vacation, you don't want to see just crap all over the street. And hopefully, whether the mayor got that message and he decided to respond to that, or if he just felt like it's the right thing to do, either way, I don't care. The fact of the matter is that now you're seeing like trash bins in different places around town, whereas before, there were no like public trash cans, which blew my mind. I was like, what are people supposed to do with their trash? If you're out and you're having something to drink, what do you put in your can or your bottle? And, you know, so, and there have even been some recycling receptacles placed along certain beaches, not a lot, but some. And then people were like, yeah, but then where's the recycling going? Well, I don't know, but it's a start. It's an acknowledgement that we need to have something moving in that direction. So that's my answer to that question. I hope that viewer, whoever wrote me that question, is watching this live stream. What else, you guys? I need to sit back. I'm sitting forward. I need to be reclining. There we go. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Hang on. Sorry. Oops. Oh, my goodness. This is wonderful. I'm going to eat my coconut cookie. What? How far is Las Terrenas from Santo Domingo? About 2.5 hours. From Puerto Plata, about 3 hours. Santiago, you know, I need to go back to Santiago. I lived in Santiago when I was here in 2016. That's where I worked at the university there, Pucamaima. But that was the summer of the Zika virus, always a virus, but that was the summer of the Zika virus, which is a mosquito-borne illness. And that summer, there was a mayoral election in Santiago. And as I recall, I think the incumbent mayor lost. Let me get back to schools in a second. Let me answer Santiago first. The incumbent mayor lost the election. I guess he was salty about it, and he was like, I'm not gonna collect the trash anymore. Dude, it's summertime, it's 8,000 degrees, and it's humid, and there's piles of trash everywhere. And there's a Zika virus. What the, is your pueblo Santiago? Because your pueblo was not limpio when I was there, homie. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you what it was like for me. And I had students who were like missing from class, and professors were like, and it wasn't like a, you know, thing where people were out for weeks and weeks, but for days they'd be out because of Zika. And my recollection of Santiago is that it was dirty, and I've been told since then. In fact, the owner that you saw earlier, Valerie, she's from Santiago. And they're like, oh, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. So maybe it's been improved. I have not spent much time. I've been there like once, maybe twice since 2016, but only just passing through. So I will go back to Santiago, I will check it out, and I will let you know, I will reassess. Now, what'd you ask me, Tina? Question? Schools. So in my DR Go guide, there's all kinds of information on schools. I'm gonna give you a general overview right now. Oh, San Francisco is nice. Okay, good. I have to check it out. There are many, many, many schools here. There are many international schools here. There's public and private. Most expats send their kids to private schools. And in different cities, there's, you know, different offerings, whether you want a bilingual school or not. I mean, there's lots of different offerings. So in my town, there are a number of different, what's called international schools. I know actually some people who live here who are either not Dominican or like one parent's Dominican, one parent's not, and they send their kids to just local schools. So, oh my God, someone just bought my book. See, I just got it. Christina, thank you. Are you watching, Christina? Thank you. So if you're watching, I'm gonna send you your ebook when I get home. Thank you, I got a book sale, so happy. So yes, there's a variety of schools, and I have a lot of that information, like a lot of that information documented in the book. San Francisco de Macorís. That's the one next to Santo Domingo, right? Not San Pedro de Macorís. Which one? Gracias. Oh, yes, thank you. So, was that you, Christina, who just bought the book? Is that Tina? Oh my gosh. I put something about, so I did little blurbs about a bunch of different cities. And if you're talking about San Francisco de Macorís, you're in the book. You made it. You made the cut. So you guys, let me take another bite of my coconut cookie. Me están preguntando muchas cosas sobre las escuelas aquí, los colegios y todo eso. Ay, sí, fui tú. Fuiste tú. Qué bueno, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Tengo que tomar un chupito para ti. A chupito, for those of you guys who don't know, I sometimes have like a shot. It's like a shot of a little, like an after dinner. Sometimes I have like, lemon flavored chocolate or whatever. Oh, San Pedro de Macorís. Okay, sorry, different. Excuse me. San Francisco de Macorís. Okay, so I know something about your city. I did a lot of research on this book. I learned a lot about this country. Some stuff I knew, some stuff I did not know. Can I just tell you guys, there's so much fascinating history about this country. Fascinante. Incredible history. Both from like, you know, way back, like from the beginnings of the country, colonization, the evolution of the independence of the DR, the whole thing with Haiti, culture. I talked about culture in the book. I mean, it's amazing. I actually have a lot more love. Not that I didn't have love before, but I have a lot more love for the DR now because I just know so much more about it. And I'll tell you this too, for those of you who do buy the book and read it, I would love for you to share with me whatever feedback you like, positive, negative, whatever it is. Hey, how come you didn't put this in it? Because I'm already thinking I will do like an updated volume. Hi Hugh, hi and bye Hugh. an updated volume. It's not right away, obviously, but once if people say, hey, I wanted to know about this, right? You could talk about that next time. I've already thought that, you know what, for anything that I didn't cover or people want more information on, I'd be happy to go back and do an updated version. And for those people who buy it, I would send you the updated version for free because I'm just awesome. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, so guess what? Here's a little tidbit, personal. I think I told you guys I got a dog recently. Remember? I adopted a beach doggie. I've never had a dog before. I'm not a dog person. I mean, I don't have anything against dogs, but I grew up in apartments in San Francisco. And so I always had cats because they're just small and they fit, right? And the cats are easy because they're independent. I think so. They're just easy to deal with. And my son, of course, was like, please, 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 look, Mom, she's so cute. And she was a really sweet dog. And it was when I was doing all those walks on the beach, right, in the mornings. And I'd see her all the time, and she was sweet, and she'd want to play and everything. And I was like, aw, give this doggy a home. Poor baby sleeping in the sand, you know. And so we adopted this dog. I was a sucker. And you love the book, Mary? See. Thank you so much. I got thumbs up. So we adopted this dog. And then you know how kids are. My son is 10. And in like a week, he's like, I'm like, have you fed the dog? Have you walked the dog? Oh, okay, Mom, I walked the dog. I'm like, dang, you can't just let her be there all day. You got to take care of her. And of course, then I'm walking the dog. I'm doing everything. I'm bathing the dog because she loved to swim. We would take her to the beach or to the river, and she would just have a ball and swimming and playing, like rolling in the sand. And I'm like, I don't want a sandy, stinky dog in my house. Sorry, I don't live like that. So I would like take the dog up to, because I have a big like sunken shower, like the best place to wash a dog. I'd be like hosing down the dog. Exactly. Well, get this. So someone wrote, if it has 4 legs, it belongs outside. I thought so too, and I was like, okay, you got a beautiful patio. You guys have seen my patio, beautiful patio to sleep on, whatever. Put little towels out there, make it comfy. This dog was barking. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is not cool. Brought her inside, slept like a baby. So she was, but here's the thing. So my house is on 3 levels, right? So she was afraid of stairs, so at least she would stay on the main level. She would not come to the bedroom because I was definitely not having that. Anyway, long story short, my child, of course, did not want to take care of the dog, nor did he really want, I mean, he was sweet with her. He would sort of play with her, rubber belly, whatever, but he wasn't trying to really deal with the dog. So I found the dog a nice Dominican family. Well, actually, a friend of mine found the dog a nice Dominican family, and I took her up there to do a little test run. They loved her. She was like, I love her, and the kids love her. They want to play. Perfect. So we no longer have a dog. However, she's in a wonderful family. But there's more. My same friend who found her the wonderful Dominican family also said, oh, Kelly, but I know a lady who has kittens. These poor little kittens. There were 3 cats. And they all gave birth around the same time, so there was like this litter of huge, you know, like 9 or something kittens. And then someone poisoned all of the mothers, like after the kittens, like 2 days after the kittens were born. It was terrible. And my friend's like, oh my God, you have to get some kittens. I'm like, I don't want any more pets. I have 1 cat, I'm good. I'm not the cat lady, but you have to. And my son's like, but Mom, they're kittens. So yesterday we adopted 2 kittens, a brother and a sister combo. I need something stronger than this because obviously I need to have my head checked. What's going on? But they are really cute. So anyway, we're having pet, you know, chapters in pet life here. Oh my gosh, I'm done. No more pets, nothing. But at least I feel good because I was feeling really bad about not, you know, having adopted this dog. And by the way, I paid for the dog to be spayed. I paid for the dog to have all the vaccinations. I got the dog all these little treats and a lovely little collar and leash. You know, I hooked up the doggy because, you know, she's representing. And I was like, I've been paying all this money for this dog. And, you know, but it was great because, and my girlfriend who said, well, the family can't really pay you. I'm like, I know, it's fine. I said, look, money is energy. Once again, money is energy. And I'm not worried about this woman paying me for the dog. It'll come back to me some kind of way. Guess what happened? Yesterday when I adopted kittens, I was like, what am I doing? This lady packed up a bag for me. She made actual like cat food, because they're just kittens, right? And she made this little cat food, and she gave me a whole bag of kitten chow and some toys, and just a whole bit, just like I had done for the other people. And so the universe just works out, once again, why I'm not really worried about what's going to happen to me financially. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you guys about. Oh my gosh. I'll have to do a separate video on this where it's just focus. Have you heard about, you're bringing oh good, because he loves dogs, he just doesn't want to take care of dogs, which, you know, what 10-year-old does. There's a device called HEALY, and I'm going to start putting it on my channel because it's amazing. I just ordered mine the other day. I cannot wait. Has anybody out there heard of HEALY? So, you know, I'm always talking about I do energy work, and, you know, like I said, money's energy. So everything is a frequency, right? Like your heart has a frequency. If you get an EKG, it's like a sound waves. You can read and know what they mean. The earth itself has a frequency. Plants have frequencies at which they grow. Obviously, music, all that type of stuff. We have frequencies. And so, like, if you have, let's say, your heart, well, I already said your heart, or your liver, or your skin, everything has its own very individual frequency. And so there's this device which has been recognized by the FDA, approved by the FDA, called HEALY. And essentially, it's like a bioresonance wearable device, very lightweight. And you can channel it, I guess, whatever. It has different programs, right? So, like, all these different programs. And you can, let's say, you know, you want to improve your skin complexion, your hair, or your heart, or whatever. You turn it to the program that you want, so it runs on the same frequency as like a healthy heart or whatever it is. And the results have been amazing. Like, people have had these incredible results, better sleep, and all these kinds of things. It also does things like balancing your chakras, and the FDA does not recognize that part because, of course, the FDA doesn't recognize chakras and things. But people worldwide have been talking about this device for a while now, and the developers are like scientists from here and there, and, you know, have histories of whatever, all this education and research. And I can't go into like the particulars because, frankly, it's more, I mean, I'm not articulate enough meaning well educated enough to say, here's how it actually works. But it has to do with frequency. So I will learn more about it. I've ordered mine. I cannot wait to wear it, because when I get it, I will be wearing it on air. Like, I'm gonna run the hair frequency, or I'm gonna run the sleep frequency so I can sleep better. I keep waking up at 6 in the morning. But I'm gonna share that with you guys. Yes, you'll be able to purchase one. I'll put a link up so you can, you know, purchase it. Here's even better news though. You can also sell them if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. And evidently, I have to look at how the compensation works, but evidently it's a very generous compensation package. So, like I was saying, when my whole income thing got kind of shaky, I was like, oh gosh, boom, in came this thing, and I was like, are you kidding me? Amazing. So you too, if you're interested, can have this opportunity. I will say this, in the United States right now, there's a promotion going on until July 5th. So it ends pretty soon. They actually extended it. It was supposed to end on June 30th. And like, I just got mine the other day, so I just found out about this. But they've extended it through July 5th. And so you save a bunch of money purchasing them. And you can purchase like different levels. So there's like I'm gonna call it the basic, but like the standard level, it has a bunch of different programs. And then you can scale up. I got the fancy one just because I wanted all the bells and whistles, and the promotion allowed me to do it. It was that good that I could get it. So do expect me to talk more about this because it's pretty awesome. And I was already doing, like, I have a friend who lives here who did Reiki on me twice, and another woman I did some energy work with over the phone, and like a lot of wealth creation and all that. It has to do with clearing out your different, I talked to my son today about money is energy. He's like, money is an inanimate object, Mom. I was like, well, yes, but it's also energy. So there's just a lot there. But yeah, it's called HEALY, so stay tuned. If you're interested, you can email me at freeislandgirl@gmail.com, and I'll share more information with you, like more details about it. I cannot wait to get mine. It probably will take a few weeks to come, because, you know, it's got to go to my US address, and then they forward it here. I have like one of those. I have like there's a PO box here, and it, you know, it has like an international address, but it goes through Miami first. So it'll take a minute, but I'm so excited. I think that's all, you guys. I think I'll end on the HEALY note, the HEALY high note, and let you know about that. So yeah, if you're interested in either having a device, just period, a device to use for yourself, if you or anyone in your family has something that you want to work on, you know what I'll do when I finish all of this and I am able to like get to the description box of this video, I'll put a link to HEALY in the description box. You can then go on there and look at what the different levels, like sort of the different frequencies you can tune into. So much stuff. And then again, I'll put a purchase link if you want to purchase. And for partner link, I'm not going to put that, but if you're interested in finding out about how to earn money, totally we'll send you information on that too. And then obviously, if people sign up under you, then there's a commission-based thing. So, and this is not something that I've really been into before, the kind of marketing products in this way. But I know someone personally who's like killing it, and it's pretty significant. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And I'm super excited because I've seen other people have great results, and I'm ready for mine too. So I don't think you're gonna get to see my toes all the way done. My nails are done. Like I said, I got super natural color. I usually like to get very natural on my fingernails because, I'm always washing dishes or doing stuff, and my fingernails always chip really quickly. And it's a pet peeve I have. Like, I don't like to have, let's say, red polish and then it's all chipped, and it just looks so awful to me. But your toes don't chip because you're not doing stuff with your toes all the time. So this natural, even if it chips, you won't be able to tell right away. That's it, you guys. I just want to send you some love. Say thanks for tuning in. Johnny, vamos a decir hola. Adios.
Adios.
Bye. Thanks for checking in today, you guys. Definitely go to freeislandgirl.com if you want to get the ebook. It's been getting good reviews. I'm excited. Make sure you send me feedback on it. And let me know what you think about the book. I think it's pretty awesome. And maybe I'll do a picture of my toes. Those of you who go to the community page, some of you will know, like, why is she putting a picture of her toes on here? And some who haven't seen this video won't know why the hell I'm posting my toes. But anyway, bye guys. Have a good one. Don't be hateful, right? Spread some love no matter what. Bye.